Hey everybody, it's Jim here. It's been a year since I posted my review of the Roland TD17 KBX2 kit, and I felt like now would be a really good time for a follow-up since a lot of people were posting questions in that comments section. How do I like the kit now? Is there anything that I would want to upgrade on the kit? Is it functional still? Have there been any problems? And lastly, would I still recommend this kit to anybody who's in the market for a new set of e-drums? I'm going to be answering all those questions today, as well as a few other things that I've noticed in my time with this set of drums. I think it's important to start off by saying this is not a sponsored video, nor was the initial one. I bought this kit with my own money. I do have affiliate links to Sweetwater and Tillman. If you find this useful enough and you decide to purchase this or anything else from either of those retailers and you use one of the links in the description of this video, it does help me out. Now this may seem like a strange place to start because I consider this to be the most important thing that you should consider no matter what you're purchasing. The build quality and the durability. I used to have a Roland TD11 before this. That thing made it from Florida to California to New York, back to California, and I never had any problems with it. That was what gave me the confidence to say, you know what, I'll spend a little bit extra on the TD17 and have that peace of mind. Has it lived up to that? Absolutely. This has already survived one move. It's survived being broken down, put back up, me playing it on a regular basis, my kid playing it on a regular basis. They just use quality components, and even though the mounts are plastic for all the cymbals and the toms that connect to the rack itself, it really is high quality. So I have no complaints. This is a very, very well built kit. The same thing applies to the module. It hasn't crashed on me once in the time that I've had it. I'm mostly using this as a practice tool. What I like to do is I stream music off of my phone via Bluetooth to the actual drum kit itself, and I find it's a great way to learn new songs, to put a whole set list together and make sure that you have it really nailed down. But if there's one little piece of advice that I can give you, if you're going to do that specifically from your phone, when you're done, make sure you turn the actual module off. Otherwise, when you answer your phone, you're in the other room, it's going to go to your drum kit. When it came to recording, I did some trial and error to see what would work and what wouldn't work. If you want to use the stereo outputs, plug that right into a mixer. That's as easy as you're going to get. If you want to use MIDI and make sure that you can take advantage of the awesome VSTs that are available, it does an awesome job at that, so long as you're using an actual MIDI cable into your interface or an adapter that'll go right into your computer. Do not use the USB-B output that is also on the TD17's back, because if you do that and you connect that way, sure, it's going to show up in Pro Tools, but what will happen is when you're tracking, it will randomly decide when it wants to work. And when I say that, I mean sometimes it just stops getting signal entirely. I'll be hearing the click track and I'm hitting the drums, nothing. So to avoid that, and just in general, whenever you're using anything that has MIDI capabilities, use the actual MIDI connection. When it comes to potential cons or things that I feel might be worth upgrading on this kit, outside of the price for some people, which is totally understandable, especially these days, I don't have much negative to say. The kit is super reliable, it's well built, and it sounds and plays great, especially the snare drum and the kick drum. Those are the two standout pieces. I mentioned that in the first review. They nailed it with those, and if you're going to nail two pieces of an E-kit, those are the two you got to get right, and they did. After spending a little bit more time calibrating the hi-hat inside of the TD17 module itself, that thing works awesome too. That's not something I would say you need to rush out and upgrade, and the actual size of the pad itself is really nice. On to things that I think could be upgraded or that I would like to upgrade to really enhance the experience further. First, the floor tom. I would love to have the same exact pad that the snare has on the floor tom. I like to play a lot of grooves that rely on riding on the floor tom as if it was a cymbal, and it just doesn't feel great with the stock pad. Outside of the floor tom, the only other thing I'd like to upgrade on this kit is the ride cymbal. It's a 14-inch pad. I'm somebody that comes from a 21-inch ride cymbal on my acoustic kit, and when I switch back and forth between the two of them, sometimes I hit areas on the cymbal that I think are going to trigger one thing. Mainly, I want just the ping off the actual top of the cymbal, and I'm getting a lot of the wash. I get a lot of the side hits, even though I'm not hitting the side of the trigger. Perhaps that has a lot to do with my technique, and if you're only playing this as your main way to play drums, you could adapt to that and get used to it. But despite being made for a little bit of a smaller environment, the entire kit, I think it would benefit from either a 16 or potentially even an 18-inch cymbal, really to get a more realistic feel out of it. With all that being said, I am nitpicking a little bit because I haven't felt the need to actually go ahead and do those upgrades. Overall, I love this kit. I'm really happy I bought it. I don't regret the purchase whatsoever, and I can safely say I still recommend it in 2024. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, useful, and or entertaining, please consider hitting a like on this video, subscribing if you haven't done that already. I do appreciate all of you that take the time, especially if you made it this far into the video, to do those things. And leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.